Hi, everybody. How are you doing? YouTube Nation. It is so cool to talk to people from all over the world. You know, it's really incredible. You um, yeah, I'm at a loss for words, which is rare. um, oh, Doug was telling me today, I see you put your death ray in the closet. He said, I said, it can come back out at a moment's notice. And he's like, China would be jealous. No, China is jealous. So, yeah. Anyway, no, I've decided to try one more time to show a softer side of my uh, displeasure with the situation of the world. So I thought, well, I'll give it one more try as nice as I possibly can. And it's not trying, I mean, I'm actually doing that. So, you know, I just thought I'd get on here and say hello, hello, everybody. And, oh, what a happy day. I spent a couple hours building on the chicken coop today, Doug and I. We got another wall up and some more plans, and I think we're gonna need some more particle board, and we've got roof joists, so we're gonna go across the top of a stall in Dusty's barn and lower the ceiling for her too and the chickens. So um everything will be really warm in there. And I went around some of the bottom of it with some more wood and um stuff that I had, just more insulation, and yeah. So I was happy. It was a good day. And I've got all the way around in three sides and a raised floor, where the chicken is in her temporary house off the ground, and totally windbreaked and warm in a nest. So, yeah. And I put an ad on a local Facebook ad thing to get some straw for her. So I got to get like 3 bales of straw or a big round bale, one of the two. So hopefully somebody will call me for that. I said, one rescue chicken needs some straw. So for those of you that don't know, my new friends, subs, thank you. Um, Chickolette is a chicken that walked into our yard last winter. I'm going to say probably about February. She's been here for a half a year, so over a half a year, I guess. Maybe it was, I don't know, it's been a while, but she was freezing cold. It was winter. Doug come up the winter window with this red thing, and I'm like, what? I had leghorns, the white ones, so, and I never wanted a Rhode Island red. But getting to know this bird, I think just being close to death, some of us just know that the closer you get to death or the times you've almost died, you do see God. And I literally think that chicken was seeing God. She was so close to death. I mean, she weighs about a pound and a half. You know, they're small birds that give big brown eggs. My leghorns gave big eggs, sometimes quadruple yolkers. But it's not uncommon to get the brown eggs with the Rhode Island red. That'll be double yolkers too. But she's been, and she was doing 2 eggs a day in the heat of the summer. So it was like, oh, that's crazy. I didn't know they did that. And I worked at a chicken farm, and I guess it is common that they lay even 3 eggs a day. It's like, okay, that's weird. But perhaps the Rhode Island Reds are different than the Leghorns. I'd have to look further into that too. So hmm, I don't know. That's something I can look into sometime. The difference, or if somebody knows. But yeah. So I went on the internet and found out, yeah, they can lay that many. So that's crazy. But yeah, how many eggs can you eat, right? And I don't eat her eggs anyway, so not much. I like pickled eggs, and I made some of them that I might have sometime. And you can take them and put them on salads or potato salad, slice them really pretty and, put paprika or dill on them or, anything like that. So, yeah, I just like to eat them with salt or just plain pepper, so. But anyway, let's see what else is going on. Oh, I just was really happy though. It was hard to get out there though because it was windy, but once I was inside the lean-to, it was, warm out of the wind, and it's a big lean-to, and we have a space heater we might put in there, one of them torpedo room heaters for construction. So um, if it's really horrible and I'm not done yet. But we're getting really close to completion. A couple more days of maybe another day of planning and another day to get stuff and a day to build, or I don't know. I don't know though. Yeah, putting the joists up and putting a roof up, that's going to take some time, but not that bad. It'll be okay. Just like on the side, I can take a piece of oxboard and maneuver stuff by myself anyway. I don't really need no help on any walls or anything, but Doug's got this particular thing that the building he's got to be in. I'm a contractor. It's like, okay, yes, we will have your input. And so I don't know when I don't know. I mean, I just take a 2x4, I take the skill saw and I just zing it off. And it's like when he's not working with metal, he can't just like work like that. And so it is different for him. I don't see it, but I guess, and I do a little bit of body work. So it's like, mm, I don't know. Just, he's not a wood guy. you know. I love working with wood. I really do. I wished I had a jigsaw table saw. Well, we got a table saw, but I'd like the lathe and everything. I'd like to design my own furniture. I always wanted to do that, but yeah, the closest I got was running a finger joining machine in a sawmill. Although it was more fun working on the planer crew, but I'd help with the finger joining in the kiln. It would dry it, and all that. Um, that was okay, but that wasn't my favorite. We had this thing called breakdown where they'd come up with the big old logs with like a big clampy front end loader, and there was this chain. Well, the green chains, that's where the rough cut boards would come. So they'd come up and it would drop it onto the green chain, and it was called Breakdown. You take this pile of rough cut stuff, and I had this great big hook, and I jump out on either side of that chain. You gotta miss the chain, and grab them 2x4s and pull them down, and then jump out of the way really quick. You had to be an acrobat. And I was just loving this shit. It was like my favorite thing to do. Or over grading boards, pulling boards off the chain after they were and stacking them um after they came out of the planer. I did a lot of that too, but after I'd get them breakdown, they were going through the planer, then I'd get over and help. Kathy was our number one grader, so Kathy and I worked really good together over on the other side with the planed boards, and she'd grade, and she taught me how to grade, and so it was really cool. I loved it. The moisture content in your boards, and what what where they're going to go and what you're going to do with them and that type of thing. So yeah, and then banding them up, stacking them, banding them, and getting them ready to go on a truck or a train. And then I worked out in the chipper yard too, where we'd take wood chips and also stacked railroad ties out there that would come out the other side of the sawmill from great big chunks of trees. So I did love the sawmill, but it was called American Wood Products, but they started going out of business because we had a housing boom back in the 70s and um, late 70s, early 80s, things were starting to go just horrible. And so then I moved up around some oil field stuff and got a job at an antique store. Long story. But anyway, by then I was pregnant with my first son. So, um, yeah, life changed after that quite a bit drastically. But okay, somebody was talking about asking opinions about the giants out of the Bible. And my opinion is this my opinion that they do have larger heads. Satan's Lucifer's bloodline, um, or fallen angel bloodline, whatever. And physically, because of the infection inside their skulls and from practices that are unhealthy that can set them back, and physically they were giants, bigger, physically bigger, because they had been prime at one time, and that got watered out like everybody's blood. We're watered out from what we should be. We should be like freaking giants. We should be so so you know what I'm saying. And that is the natural state of a human being isn't to be sick. So that's my opinion, that they weren't physically giants. They just appeared to be because they ate better, they had better homes, they had better health care like they always did, you know, and it makes a difference. And then if you're going to wear kingly headdresses and big robes and all these things to enhance yourself, like, you know, like, aren't I something? The queen's got a crown, oh, whoop de doo, you know? Yeah, don't we all? You know, no offense. I'm proud of my English heritage. I have some. Um, but my grandmother was very English. So, um, I'm not dissing on any cultures at all. There was a time where I thought that the monarchy was really an awesome thing, but I grew up and my opinion changed. Whenever there's a dictatorship of anything, I'm out of that because I am like Ms. Independent. I got married on the 4th of July on purpose because I didn't get married to be, I got married to be united as one from this world, but keeping my independence as an individual because I saved my soul for God. So if that makes sense. But yeah, I've always been radically independent. I divorced my parents when I was 17, so emancipated myself. Yeah, got a job and went to school. And, well, I had jobs for a long time, but yeah, so like nobody's business, I am not attached to this world. So, like that, I never have been. Nobody tells me what to do because I don't listen. I can't. It's not in me. Only God does that. And I consider everybody's opinion as a human being. And I like to see what area their mind and soul is at, your heart, how you feel inside, on what level you are. Because I know my soul is an old thing. And that's how I roll around here. You know. So, anyway, and I do have a great understanding of all that is written, whether it's bullshit or not. And feelings right through the electronic, and the typing even has a feeling to it. So, yeah, it is nice to get to know people. It really is. And I can honestly say, wherever you're at, been there, done that. Glad it's over. So, or not. I have my good days and bad days with um my anger towards people in life, but and there's some spots that I haven't entirely forgiven, not for myself personally, but when it's involving children, I have a radical streak that doesn't allow forgiveness there. I've asked God to put it in my heart, and it's just like not going there. And I just figured out after this long, that's just me. So, yeah. Um, that's probably the only time I could physically hurt somebody is if I seen something happening, something really hideous to a child. Or really anybody. If I seen, I've always been like that. I've like grabbed people, pushed people off of people, all kinds of things in my life. It's just I can't tolerate it. Even when people are snippy and mean to each other, if somebody's like that to me, I have a hard time containing my anger. So if somebody's like, or like if they disrespect me, I really do. I have a really hard time because I have a lot of integrity and a lot of moral standings and um, a lot of knowing what's nice and what's not nice. And I'm good at all that. So anyway, yeah. Let me see. Anything else I was think? Oh, yep. One more thing. This is for Gary. Tips on bathing out in the wild. Take a bucket with some liquid. You can get soaps that are biodegradable, non-phosphorus. That's what I would do. And take your washcloth and your bucket, and you can even get a little water warm in the bucket with your washcloth and your soap, and soap up your hair and your whole body. Then jump in the water really quick when it's a little chilly, like you're committed once you're all soapy. But if you get in there and you try and soap up and you're all cold trying to soap up, stay in the sunshine, soap up first, and then jump in, and then you committed yourself because you're all full of soap. You see what I mean? At least that's what I would do. And then I'd keep all my soapy stuff and clean stuff separate with like a plastic bag and, stuff like that. Or plastic bags, plural. So, yeah, I've camped out a lot. I was homeless on a mountain by a raging, freezing river. Um, our electric went down around here quite some time ago, and might have been because we couldn't afford it. Might have been that. I had a couple times where, um, no, our pump, we were working on our pump. That's what it was. Yeah. I had one time where I couldn't get, no, it wasn't the electric. I couldn't get the gas on in a place I moved. And yeah, here I just called the electric company and said I'd be late. I was okay. But that was when we were working on our water. We were repounding our well and the pipe broke. And my sons were teenagers, they were home. And Anyway, we end up jumping in the creek that my kids, we built a swimming hole, oh, 30 years ago. Now, um, anyway, so we ended up jumping in our cold creek, and it was chilly, but yeah, you gotta soap up first and then jump in. Commit yourself to it. That really, it is less painful that way. I found, you know. I even boiled water on a campfire for my kids. I had this little wash tub that was oval. It was steel, and I'd set it right on the coals, and I'd get it hot, and then I'd pour those into 5-gallon pails and keep them warm with a towel over them, and boil another one just where it was lukewarm, and set both my boys in there, soap them up, and then wash them with warm water anytime they wanted, even though we lived on a mountain. We were homeless, but my kids were clean and they were fed. So, yeah, that's the way that is. Yeah, this I'm good at it. I was a bluebird and then a campfire girl and did a lot of camping and just spending a lot of time outdoors, sports, all kinds of outdoor sports and stuff. And so it really, well, it was more emotionally an issue as a family than it was ever like camping. I mean, it wasn't fun or anything, but it was pleasant at times because um, at that point I had gotten out of Phoenix, Arizona, which I really did not like at all. To me, that's hell town. Can't stand it. I had some pleasant times like on the outskirts, and I worked at a really good hospital down there, and I had some very close friends. So, them few things I miss about it, but not much. you know. You know. Let's see, what else was I going to cover? Hmm. I don't think there's much more. Um, just wondering. I might interview Doug sometime for flat Earth and a couple other things because with his bloodline and actually who he is, it'd be an interesting interview for everybody. So yeah. Richard asked 007 asked his theory on flat Earth, but once you get him talking, he's kind of shy, but not at all. So um, if I put the camera, just put the camera in his face, I will pay for that. But I have, and I don't really care. If I do, it's intentional, you know. But just to be a twit because he deserves it, that type of thing. But I asked him. I told him. Well, I asked. No, I told him. I said maybe I should interview you sometime on some of your subjects that you talk about all the time. So yeah, and he does. And with dimensions and different dimensions and things like this, I think you'd be really surprised at the limitlessness of human beings and his opinion on that and why we are limited, and how to get unlimited, you know. There's all these things, all these crazy questions, you know, that nobody knows and nobody can prove, you know. I just know the more you listen to God, the more He tells you. You know, that's why I'm a smartass like that. He tells me stuff. So, and He does tell me how to talk to everybody. And there's a lot of times I anger people. They get mad at me and they come back. And it is true. And any good friend, and I've had some old timers or older people. Well, no, never a younger one, and they better not try to tell me what to do. But I had some older people school me, and I accepted their advice. I didn't, maybe not right away, but after a while it'd sink in, and it'd be like, whoa, that was a gift from God, you know. So, yeah. Some of them were in weird ways, if you know what I mean, but they ended up actually being what I needed to learn. There was a reason. Weird, weird things, and you think, God, dang it. Just want to go like, God, I hate you. No offense. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying you want to go that direction, and then when you realize why it happened, you wouldn't know that unless you were shown that. Like, there's no other way you can know that. No, if you go through it, you absolutely know there's no room for doubt. It's a either yes or no situation in your mind and your heart with everything you're going through, you know. So it's like, and yeah, we have the right to change our minds about anything at any time. That's the nice thing about being you, you know, and do whatever the hell you want. You may pay for it, there might be consequences, you know, or there could be rewards, and the rewards may be better or worse, depending. You know, that's life. Yeah. Just rambling on now. I think I'm getting a little tired. It might be going on about 11 o'clock here. I do eat late. So I'm gonna upload this and see if somebody has uploaded an awesome video to watch while it's uploading. And I'm gonna say peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. And I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good day, night, peace.